Day 19, our final upper body focused workout. Today we are doing drop sets. If you don't know what a drop set is, I'm sure you've done it at some point throughout this program. A drop set is simply doing an exercise at a specific weight, as many reps as you can, and when you can't do any more reps at that weight, you're dropping that weight, picking up lighter weights, and continuing that same exercise. Now to make it more fun, we are doing our drop sets within supersets. If you remember supersets from day 16, they're simply just 2 exercises performed back to back with no rest in between them. So to make our drop set supersets a little more clear, let me just show you our exercise overview. So our first exercises today are renegade rows, superset with dumbbell pullovers. So starting with the renegade rows, which is what you see here, we are doing a push-up into a single arm row, rowing with both arms before going back to our push-up. And there are different ways to drop set this. You can drop set as you see me doing here. I have switched to lighter dumbbells to make the rows easier, or you can drop to your knees to make the push-up portion of the exercise easier, or you can do both. If you're like me and your back is stronger than your chest, you can probably manage to use your heavier dumbbells throughout, and you just need to drop to your knees for the push-up. Now we're supersetting that with dumbbell pullovers. We did these on day 6, but we did it with just holding a single dumbbell. To make it harder, I've grabbed both of my dumbbells here, and I'm kind of leaning them at an angle so I can get them lower to the ground. And to drop set this, I'm just dropping one of the dumbbells and continuing with a single heavy dumbbell. Now we are doing 3 rounds of that specific drop set superset, and when we are done with the 3 rounds, we are finished with that exercise for the day, and we are moving on to a new set of exercises, which are front raises into upright rows. And notice I am using my heavier weights, doing as many reps as I can before dropping into my lighter weights and continuing the same exercise. Now we are supersetting this with bent over rear delt flies. We have done these many times before, but as you notice, today I'm doing it from my knees. If you have knee troubles, you don't need to do these from your knees. You can do them standing. And we're doing them at a different angle today. So notice I'm not upright and I'm not completely bent over. I'm right in between. So we're just hitting the muscle at a slightly different angle. So after 3 rounds of that, we are moving into our final drop set superset, which is alternating cross-body hammer curls. Notice I'm not turning my wrists when I bring the dumbbells up. I'm keeping them in a neutral position, raising the dumbbells across my chest. I'm starting with my heavier weight and then dropping into my lighter weights to continue the exercise until failure. And we are supersetting that with overhead tricep extensions. You should be familiar with these, definitely from day 1. You don't have to do this from your knees if you don't want to. You can do them standing. I'm just varying it up today. So that's the workout for today. There are no timers, no set reps. You are just going till failure on every exercise, meaning doing as many reps as you can possibly manage. So let's get warmed up. All right, upper body warm up today, starting with our shoulder circles. Small circles moving into larger circles. Tomorrow is our stretch day as planned. Don't miss it. I have noticed lower views on stretch days, so some of you are skipping them. But if you are skipping them, I at least hope that you are doing some stretching or some yoga on your own on those days. If not, you're doing yourself a disservice. And if you aren't resting on those days due to incorporating other types of training along with this program, like I am, I do suggest that at least for tomorrow that you actually rest. All right, moving into our chest stretch. And I suggest that you rest because, as you know, the following day is day 21, where we'll be doing our reassessment. So you want to make sure that you're not super fatigued for that. Moving into our post-delt stretch. Also, make sure you locate your notes from the assessment on day 1 so that you can compare them to day 21, which is in 2 days from now. Also, I hope that you will share your results in the comments, or if you don't feel comfortable doing that, at least share them with me personally. You can DM me on Instagram at Weight Endurance. I'm really interested to know your overall progress and what you thought of this program and what you enjoyed the most about it. And even things that you didn't like about it, because if I decide to do more programs like this in the future, I will be able to keep your thoughts in mind. Moving into our tricep stretch. Also, I'll add in here, if you watched the overview and you were worried about some of the exercises due to you not being able to use your heavier set of dumbbells for those exercises, don't worry about it. If you can't use your heavier dumbbells on some of the exercises, just use your light dumbbells and go till failure with the light dumbbells. Now into some neck stretches. Breathing. I'm moving into a quick chest and shoulder stretch here. Moving into our internal and external rotation. Keeping your elbows in as close to your sides as possible. Breathing. Now same motion, different directions. You are going to kill this workout today. If you don't believe that, start believing it now, because you need that positive energy and that positive mindset to push you through this workout today. Anything that you would like to add in that you'd normally do on your upper body days, please do that now. Otherwise, right into round one. Here we go, get set for our first exercise, which is our push-ups with renegade rows. Now we did renegade rows before, but we did not add the push-up in. So make sure that when you are doing the push-up, your feet are in a wide stance. Start whenever you're ready. So wide stance push-up into renegade rows, keeping the back flat, trying to have minimal rotation at the hips. When it comes time to drop here, maybe you're dropping to your knees and switching to lighter dumbbells, or you can even just keep your heavier dumbbells if you don't feel like you need to drop the dumbbells yet. Breathe and make sure you are going all the way to the ground with those push-ups. I am moving into my drop set. Last night I hit back and biceps at the gym, so my lats are a little fatigued, so I am dropping to my lighter dumbbells for this next set. Now, if you started this exercise from your knees or with your lighter dumbbells and you are not drop setting, you're most likely going to be finishing these sets faster than I am. If so, you can move into the next exercise or take a little rest in between. All right, I'm moving into my second exercise, the dumbbell pullover. Notice here I'm using both dumbbells, bringing them down as low as I can. Ideally, you want your back flat here. Notice mine is arching a bit. I'm not being careful or conscious of this, but I am reminding you now so that you can be conscious of it. So keep that back flat and get those dumbbells low. Make sure you are breathing in when the dumbbells are coming down, out when the dumbbells are coming up. I am switching into my drop set already. Get those reps in, as many as you can. And I have finished with my first round, going into my second round, minimal rest. If you are still working through your first round, keep going. Don't worry about trying to keep up with my pace. If you are working slower than me here, that means you are doing more reps than I am, and that is a good thing. If you are joining me here in round 2, you better push it. We only have one more round of this left. Get low with those push-ups. This is our last upper body workout. All effort in. I'm moving into my renegade row drop set. From the knees and with lighter dumbbells this time. am moving into my second exercise of round 2. Again, do not worry about keeping up pace with me today. Breathe and really focus on the muscle group that you are working. We are working our chest and our back in this exercise. I am dropping to 1 dumbbell. You've got this. Push yourself. I am moving into round 3. Originally, I had only planned 2 rounds of these exercises because I thought we would be short on time, but we definitely have time for 3. So if you are up to pace with me, get set, round 3. Remember to keep that back flat, no rotation at the hips when you are raising your dumbbell into the row. If you are really pushing yourself by now, you should not be getting as many reps of each exercise before you move into your drop set. Moving into my second exercise, the dumbbell pullovers. You might also notice how much more flat my back is in this exercise than it was in the previous 2 rounds, and that's because I'm finally being conscious of it. If you are doing this exercise and you physically can't keep your back on the ground, that's a sign that the weight is too heavy and you should go lighter. Moving into my drop set, I am feeling these. I hope you are too. Come on, we are finishing up round 3. As many reps as you can. And I am done. Now we're only taking 30 seconds rest here, and that's because we are moving on to different muscle groups. But before we do that, if you felt like those 3 rounds were not enough and you want to do a 4th round, please pause the video and do that now rather than waiting until the end of the workout. Here is a preview of the exercises we're doing next so that you can be better prepared. We are doing our front raise into upright row, drop set, superset with our kneeling rear delt flies. Now, if you cannot do those kneeling or you just do not want to do them kneeling, you can go ahead and do them standing. So get set and start when you are ready. So lifting the dumbbells up about parallel with the floor, slowly lowering them down, and then moving into your upright row, bringing the dumbbells up to about chest height. You really want to focus on controlling on the way down in both of these motions, so the eccentric portion of the motion. You'll see people in the gym swinging the dumbbells around with these. That means that they're just using too heavy of weight. It's not impressive, and they're just putting unnecessary stress on their joints. So pick a weight that is appropriate for you, a weight that you can control on the way down. I'm moving into my drop set. If you started with your lighter weights with these and you are done, you can pause for a little bit and then try to get out a few more reps or move right into the second exercise. All right, I'm moving into my second exercise, the kneeling rear delt fly. You should be familiar with this motion by now. We have done rear delt flies many times, hitting the post delt here. We're just doing it at a different angle. Notice we're not completely bent over and we're not standing straight or kneeling straight. I'm already moving into my drop set, as 10 pounds for the rear delts is a lot, or at least for me. Sometimes you might think that you can't get reps with your heavier dumbbells, but you won't know until you try. So like I just did, I did maybe 3 to 5 reps with my heavier ones, then dropped to my lighter ones. Go for it, give it a try. All right, I'm moving into round 2. No rest here, right into it. Front raised upright row. Make sure you're breathing in on the way down with the dumbbells and breathing out when you're lifting the dumbbells up. I'm already in my drop set. Round 2 here for me. Track where you're at. Push yourself, fight the burn. I'm moving into my rear delt fly. Again, giving it a try with my heavier dumbbells. Moving into my drop set. Come on, push yourself here. We are getting strong shoulders. All right, here I am adding in the round 3. You're welcome for adding that in. Push yourself, round 3. We are finishing up this exercise, moving on to different muscle groups. So really wear the shoulders out here. Give it all you've got. Push past that burn. Breathe. I'm moving into my kneeling rear delt fly, last set. Push it. Get these last reps in. And I am done. All right, we are once again moving into different muscle groups. Up next is our crossbody hammer curl drop set, superset with our tricep overhead extensions. Please pause the video now if you feel like you need a few more moments rest. Otherwise, right into round 1. Here we go. Make sure you are keeping that head and chest up, posture up, and you're just bringing the dumbbells up to about chest height and then lowering them, focusing on that bicep muscle. Again, wrists are not turning in when we raise the dumbbell. We are keeping it in a neutral grip position. That is a hammer curl. Moving into my first drop set. You've got this. This is our last series of exercises. Nothing comes next. So for all 3 of these rounds, give it all you've got. I am moving into my second exercise, the overhead tricep extension. I am doing these from the knees. This is just a preference. You can do them from your feet. We've done these on day 1. Make sure, 1, you don't hit yourself in the head. 2, you are keeping your elbows in as close to your head as possible. Also, you might notice I'm not getting full extension with my reps. My arms aren't locking out at the top, and that's because I personally tend to hyperextend. So I don't go all the way up. So you can call this a half rep if you want. I just want to make you aware of the difference, and also just so nobody tears me up on my form here. All right, I'm moving into round 2. Words of warning here. I'm doing the second round with you, and then I am leaving you to finish up round 3 on your own because I want you getting comfortable doing these exercises on your own. You will not always have someone there to push you, and the more confident you get doing these on your own, the more motivated you get, and the more comfortable you get, the better off you're gonna be in the future. Make sure you are keeping your posture up here, shoulders back, really squeezing that bicep and feeling it, focusing on that muscle. Now I'm not even drop setting this set. I'm just doing as much as I can with my heavier dumbbells, and I'm moving right into my overhead tricep extension. Again, you can do this kneeling, standing, or even sitting like I'm sitting now. Breathe. You can do this. And I am done. Awesome job. You have made it through day 19. Only 2 days left. Tomorrow we will stretch and discuss what comes next. So I'll see you then.